My name is Nihar Parulekhar, and I'm done with my engineering this year. And I have a passion for wildlife, a very crazy passion for wildlife. And I have this organization called as ARPF, wherein we work for the conservation of wildlife. So when basically I got a call, from TED people that you are one of the speakers being chosen for the event, I was like, why me? I mean, the event, when I asked them for the fellow speakers and their topics, I was like, I don't even fit, anywhere eligible to even, sit on the dais with them. But then why me? But then I was like, I don't want to miss on this opportunity to actually come up and, tell you people what exactly conservation for environment means. Why should we conserve nature? So first, I just want to ask few questions. If someone would like to volunteer and let me know, what is biodiversity according to you? Anyone? What does biodiversity mean? Please? Living together with plants and animals. Anyone else? Yes? A variety of species, okay. And would someone like to tell me what all animals come under biodiversity? Of course, everyone, but what comes to your mind when I talk about biodiversity, the topic as such? Yes? Conservation, yes, but what are species of animals would you like to actually place on the top prior basis when I come to the biodiversity topic? Okay, what's your favorite wild animal? Tiger. How many would say their favorite wild animal is a tiger here? Whoa, almost everyone. And okay, why a tiger? Why not an elephant or a lion or a cheetah or a leopard or anything else?
Courage and being strong.
Lions? King of the jungle.
Yeah, a little ferocious, I would say.
All right. So, okay. So we all know that the tiger population in India is going on a declination path, and the population actually screwed up. And it's people are responsible. That's what everyone says. That humans are responsible for the tiger population declination in India. So, does anyone know, apart from humans, who are the biggest enemies of tigers? The biggest enemies of tigers. The reason why tiger population is going down. The biggest enemies. Anyone? Yes? They are humans. Anyone? Sorry? Not exactly. But yeah, it does play an important part too. Sorry? Habitat loss again because of humans? Ma'am, I can't hear you. I still can't get you. If you can just use the mic.
The forests have been cut off, the plants have been cut off.
Yeah,
So
that
there's no
again comes
space
into
to
habitat
exist.
loss, right?
Yeah.
But do we all know that tiger being our favorite wild animal, tiger is a solitary animal, right? A tiger is a solitary animal. Am I true? Am I correct? So what is solitary? They live alone, right? So basically, tigers are the biggest enemies of tigers itself, because when it comes to the territory marking and the environmental in which they sustain, a male tiger would not let another male tiger encroach into his territory. And you all must be knowing how much because tiger is the favorite wild animal, how much territory does a tiger need to actually survive in the wild. So when another male tiger comes into his territory, it basically fights till the death. So apart from the humans, the tiger itself is the biggest enemy of tiger. So we have all these projects going on, Project Tiger and Save Vultures and Save Cheetahs and all that. How many would say that their favorite animal is a cheetah? Do you know what is the number of cheetahs left in the forest in India? If you can just help me with that, because you said your favorite animal is a cheetah. A rough guess. Number of cheetahs left in India in the wild.
Less than 1,000.
Less than 1,000. And the other guy who said his favorite animal is the cheetah?
Not more than 100.
You know the exact count of cheetah left in the forest in the wild in India? It's 0. There's no cheetah in the wild. Asiatic cheetahs in India are extinct. And no offense intended, but all thanks to our ancestors who never bothered to actually conserve the cheetah. Back 50 years back, when we had 500 or 300 cheetahs left in the wild, And when this project must have been there, save cheetahs, no one even really, gave a damn that we should actually save cheetahs. Because, the problem what happens is, even we take, we the human beings, when it comes to us, how many would actually like to go to forest and save tigers, apart from just saying, I would like to? It's not easy. I mean, that's what I can say. Because when it comes to the question that how many would actually love to give their time to go to the forest and work for the conservation of tigers, we all say that I log on Facebook and I can just sign the petitions online and all that. And would that help really? I mean, does that help? And when it comes to the government, people are like, we have government to save. We have Environment Forest Department to save the tigers. What are they doing? When it comes to the government in power, they say that, one of our ministers were corrupt. We are sorry about that. The opposition would rather, than going for the proper measures to conserve the tigers, they would actually say that, no, the government is corrupt, which are in power. Let us come into the power, then we'll show what we can do. But apart from this blame game, does anyone actually really do something for this particular conservation part? They don't. So when the PETA guys and all that, they say that zoo are not where animals are supposed to be, and zoo is not a place. That's not how you should conserve the wildlife. You should not have animals in captivity. What exactly is the definition of zoo according to people here? Someone would like to tell me what exactly zoo? Yes. Right, but not all see to it that way. The zoo tickets, it hardly like $10 or $20, so people look at zoos as like a picnic spot. Something which is cheap, and a 360 acres for 20 rupees is not bad for a day, right? But no one knows that zoo is an animal conservation center. It's a breeding program center. How many of us have seen a mouse deer in the wild? Has anyone seen a mouse deer in the wild? Do you even know that there's an animal called as mouse deer? Coming to vultures. How many have seen vultures in the wild? You have seen vultures in the wild? Okay. Apart from one person here, how many of you have seen vultures in the wild? So now does this question click you that vultures, mouse deers, they're not there in the wild, cheetahs. You can just find cheetahs in the zoo in India. So when I meet different people, who are into this conservation field, a few of them opt for Project Tiger, and few of them go for Save Vultures. So I'm like, why don't you all just combine and work for the nature conservation as such, because everything is a part of biodiversity. They're like, I don't really give a damn what happens to the tigers, because my project is to, conserve the vultures. But it's all interlinked. I'll tell you how. If a tiger does not kill, if there's no kill by the tiger, what would the scavengers eat in the wild? Right? So when it comes to vultures, vultures won't survive if tigers are not surviving. Leave tigers alone, take the king of the jungle, the lion. No one said their favorite animal was the lion, the wild animal, the king of the jungle. Where are lions actually present in the wild in India? It's only in the Gir forest. So how considered that would be? The king of the jungle, he is just present in one forest in one part of India. Being the king of the jungle, he does not even get to go to other forest. And the numbers are like hardly 200, 300 something in the wild. Coming to the snakes now, I would rather shift to the reptiles. When I was a kid, kid as in I'm still youth, but then when I was like 15 or 16, I used to be scared of snakes. Even an earthworm used to freak me out. But the more you learn about snakes, the more I learned about snakes. I love snakes. Snakes are my favorite topic for now, so I will just talk on that. How many people here are scared of snakes? Oh, all of them. Can someone just tell me the reason for that? They are poisonous, okay. Apart from that, anyone has a reason why they are scared of snakes apart from being poisonous? Anyone? Creepy crawly thing.
Their body structure?
Body structure, okay. Do you have any idea how many species of snakes are there in the world? What are the number of species of snakes in the world? Any rough guess? Yeah, there are more than 3,000 snakes. And ma'am, how many are found in India out of those 3,000? There are roughly 300 species of snakes in India. 300 species of snakes are roughly found in India. And the most interesting fact here is, out of these 300 species of snakes found in India, there are only 4 snakes which we should be careful with. Yeah, the books, the snakes, mammals of India and the reptiles of India and all the authors and all that, they just ask us to be aware of the 4 big snakes. They call it the big 4 venomous snakes with the scientific theory. The big 4 venomous snakes being the Indian cobra. You all must be knowing about the cobra, right? The second one being an Indian crate. The third one being a Russell's viper, and fourth one being a saw-scaled viper. So now out of 270 species of snake what we have in India, there are only 4 snakes we should be careful with. So the guy who said, snakes are poisonous, you have very less chance of meeting one of those, 4 snakes among these 270 snakes. That's what I'm telling is, the point here is, the reason I took this topic was to just link it that awareness is very important. Just because the name, I just use the tag snake, everyone like, I hate snakes because either they are poisonous, I'm scared of snakes because, they are venomous or they are creepy and all that. But not many knew that there are like 270 species of snake in the world and only in the India, and only 4 of them should, we should be careful with. Because no one actually even bothers to go on Google, apart from typing about tigers, their favorite animals or the cheetahs and all that, they never even search about snakes. So thing is, the first part and the first and foremost topic of the conservation is you should be aware of what exactly you want to conserve. When I asked about biodiversity, tigers, cheetahs and all that, anyone knew about clouded leopards here? Do you even know that there are animals called as clouded leopards, mouse deers? No, right? So that is the whole point. I mean, you being the youth, and if at all we want to go to the nature and conserve the nature, we should know about the nature first. A biodiversity does not, actually just consist of elephants or the tigers or the big cats, which are shown on Discovery and all that. There are various animals. It consists of like a huge number of animals and, the reptiles and all that, which we should be aware of. And yes, being an initiator, it is very important, for every one of us to have the zeal to conserve. We cannot just blame the government that they're not doing their job, or we cannot just blame that I'm joining so and so NGOs and they don't work, so I'm joining the 3rd NGO, the 4th NGO. It cannot go that way. I mean, you don't need to be a part of an organization, or you don't need to be a part of a government system to actually conserve. Even an individual person can conserve. Plant trees, save animals. So the main important part here is, it's not only about awareness. The tag what I would rather say every time I use is awareness to action. Just learning about animals here, or just going to a particular talk show, just listening to things and coming back home and saying that I went to the so and so talk and I came to know about so and so animals, and okay, that's it, done. Awareness to action is very important. Getting aware is one point, and implementing that thing is another. So until unless we actually implement it, it's not going to be of any use. So yeah, when I was coming to the the vulture part, the reason I used the vulture topic out here was the interlink between the biodiversity. It's very important to actually connect everything together to know the importance of each and every individual species. So how many would here say that they hate zoo because animals are kept in captivity and they're not given any natural environment and all that? Right. So a lot number of people. But then after coming to know that zoo is something which is an animal conservation center, and I would say that before joining the zoo and working as a volunteer there, I never knew that there's something called as a mouse deer or a vulture breeding program going on, apart from in the in the forest in the wild. So if at all we want to conserve, and if at all you want to give them the natural environment, people always come to us and ask that, you're working for the conservation in the zoo. Can you just tell me that why don't you just leave the animals outside in the wild? Good question. The reason why we don't leave them in the wild is because I'm 100% sure that until unless the conditions with the poachers are settled outside, in the zoo, if a tiger is born in captivity, he would survive for minimum 15 years. That's a sure shot guarantee I can give. But then if I leave the same tiger in the wild, the poacher would just kill it. Right? Coming to the elephant tusk, a 6,000 kgs of elephant is being killed for a 60 kgs of tusk. A 60 kg tusk is what is precious to human rather than saving a 6,000 kgs of elephant. So life is being killed just for tusk because you can use that ivory for making this necklace and all this trophies and all that. Does that really justify the death of an elephant or a rhinoceros? You want to kill a life just to have a fancy necklace or some kind of trophies or something like that? Just tell me one person here who would like to tell that yes, it is justificable because the animals grow back, they reproduce. No one, right? So that is what I'm telling you. For conserving the nature and for being a part of so-and-so activities, awareness to action is very important. You need to have proper awareness, and also not only just learning things are important, implementing them practically is very, very, very important. Thank you so much.